got to force yourself to reject weakness. Quit being soft. You got to be built different. You know, from a physical standpoint, from an athletic standpoint, I think we're one of the top teams, definitely in Northeast Ohio, probably in the state. But, you know, we're still pretty young in various positions. So it's just trying to take the kids to another level mentally and getting them to play a little bit tougher than what they're probably accustomed to.
So I feel like it really hit home with me too. Also, you know, rejecting weakness, because after I got injured, I got right into the weight room. I got right into wrestling. I got right into doing so much other things and put my mind to reject that weakness in my body, because it was so easy for me to stop. It was so easy for me and my teammates to stop doing what they're doing. But you got to reject the weakness, how you said. Keep on pushing no matter what.
So here, man, we know we got a saying, all gas, no brakes. So we really, no matter what, you know, we always trying to keep our foot on the gas, keep going, you know. We'll never like give it a rest.
Our mindset coming into the season, we always talk about elite mindset with Coach Mack. Every practice, all you hear of them is just say elite mindset. You got to be elite, and that's what we practice. We practice to an elite level.
You know, the great thing from an offensive standpoint, you know, you can't replace a Darion Fair, our quarterback last year. But the one thing about Amar is that I think he's got a strong arm. He runs very well. And then we just have weapons across the board, you know, starting with Marquise Davis at running back and John Gordon. We've got Amir Atkins at receiver, Jeff Ward at receiver, Josiah Jones at slot receiver, Keontae Turner at fullback. I mean, all of those guys with the ball in their hand can make a big play at any given moment. So, you know, we're going to have to spread it around, but obviously Marquise Davis is, you know, we got to feed him this year. Last year, I think he averaged eight carries a game roughly. This year, we may have to double or triple that amount, and we'll see what happens.
Will he come off the field? I mean, he was such a defensive force for you guys last year, making all Ohio. Yeah,
you know, the thing is, he's being recruited on both sides of the ball, and last year he's probably our best special teams player. But we're probably going to pull him off of special teams and just try to get him a breather where we can. But he's one of those kids. It's hard to pull him off the field.
I just gotta do what I want to do. Just gotta do what I have to do. I'm working on myself right now, trying to be the best I can be, reading the holes, just trying to get the most reps I can. 1,000 plus, for sure.
You know, Coach, obviously says defense sets the tone. You're going both ways. Brandon's back. You got Albert back at linebacker too. Henry really emerged as a young corner last year. Tell me about this defense, what you like about it, how it can set the tone for you guys.
I like the defense. What I like about the defense is that, like, everything adds up to something. Like, if I'm somewhere, somebody else supposed to be somewhere else to make the play. So it's a real dependable defense, and I trust my backfield and everybody on the side.
Oh, this defense is one of the greatest I think I've ever seen from this whole school, honestly, because we got linebackers shooting there, we got a whole new defensive coordinator, and so like even me, Jason, Dylan, RJ, and even all of my whole linebacker unit, they're gonna be good. Like, we're gonna be shooting the gaps, every gap. Nobody's gonna be safe at all.
By this time last year, you weren't playing. You were rehabbing, thinking about trying to get back, and you didn't get back till week 10 or 11.
Right.
You know, what does the difference a year make for you?
It makes a humongous difference. Like, I can't wait to get in the field. Like, you know, I got my ankle brace on right now just to stay safe and protected. But other than that, I'm just ready to get back in the field. He's
worked very hard. He's got no body fat right now, and he's 260 pounds. And he's been looking great. Just got elected, you know, as one of our captains. But the thing about him, he just brings it every day. He's excited to play. And, you know, I think, you know, we'll finally get to see, I think people on the outside will finally get to see how good that young man really is on the defensive line. We're going to try to move him around a little bit, you know, at defensive tackle, defensive end, and you know, just try to free him up to make some plays this year.
And with the way what the guys you have back on defense, him, Albert Green, you know, Mackay, Henry Perriman, who emerged as a young cornerback last year, and Marquise as well. You really want that defense to set the tone, especially when you have such a powerful running game, don't you?
Yeah, you know, one thing I've done for my first 8 years at Heights, if we win the coin toss, I want the ball, just because I just kind of want the offense to establish the tone. But this year, our defense should be pretty good. You know, in that Ignatius game last year, we had one senior that started, Ashawn Sims. But outside of that, you know, we had a bunch of freshmen, sophomores, and a few juniors sprinkled in. So I'm excited to see where we're at in the scrimmages with our defense. But I think defensively we should be able to set the tone. We brought in Coach Bernard Russ, who's one of the more well-respected defensive coordinators in high school football, and he's kind of brought a new attitude. But again, it's just trying to get the kids to play with that mentally tough attitude at all times.